Thank you very much, Mark. As Mark says, I'm from Tourism Ireland, the London office, and I'm here to talk to you today about OTAs, why we work with them, how we work with them, and how you can get involved in our campaigns in 2019. But before I jump into that, I'd like to just briefly talk about our new brand, which is rolling out among all the markets in 2019. It's a new brand that we've been working on for a while, and I think it's something that's really going to bring the whole Island of Ireland message together. Essentially, what we've done is we've sent over a couple to Ireland. We strapped them up with a heart rate monitor and connected that heart rate monitor with a camera. And then we selected the moments that really captured their heart, and here are the results.
Today was just a day, all the numbers changed, the clocks ticked off the walls, everyone went home again, saying tomorrow will be different. Today was just a day when all the colors fade, the light became the night, just like every other day, but tomorrow will be different. All the little highs scattered through our lives suddenly seem like nothing after tonight, but tomorrow will be different. And just for 1 second, it felt like heaven.
So really, really excited to have a whole new set of assets to share with partners and to work with going forward in 2019 and beyond.
Today was just a day, all the
Okay, there we go. So I work in the brand partnership team in London, and these are some of the brands that we work with in GB. Essentially, we could categorise them into air carriers, sea carriers, and OTAs. I suppose how we work with them is on cooperative marketing campaigns. So we'll bring forward a budget to work on a campaign with a partner, and they'll match fund that. So all our campaigns are 50-50 cooperatively funded. If we can't work with them on a campaign, we'll work with them in other ways. So we'll supply assets such as video assets, imagery, content for their blogs and their posts. And we also invite them to events like today and Meet the Buyer, which take place in March or April every year. But specifically onto the OTAs and why we work with them. So I suppose the first reason why we work with them is to generate the interest in Ireland. There's a statistic that on the consumer path to purchase, they'll research 121 websites in the 45 days leading up to their purchase. So, I mean, it's really, really important that we are on those platforms. Our GB review also says that the top 3 websites that people research are the carrier websites, the accommodation providers, and the review websites. So really, really important that those lookers and bookers are getting an Ireland message on those platforms at that vital time in their research period. I suppose the next thing that's really, really important for our campaigns with the OTAs is conversion. Every single one of our campaigns with OTAs are assessed on what they delivered in terms of sales, whether that be passenger sales or room night sales. Each one of them is assessed on the success or failures based on what they've delivered. So really, really important point there. Also, the brands, they allow us to target our target audience. They're really, really strong brands in the GB market, so essential that we're working with those brands at that time. So just to look back at some of the campaigns highlights from this year, we ran a campaign in April with TripAdvisor. The main drivers of this campaign were video assets and banner assets. The video assets really, really worked very well. They got over 600,000 views, and we were able to use the user-generated reviews for the content, which really, really enhanced the validity of the argument that we were trying to put forward. for why to travel to Northern Ireland. And I'm just going to show you that video so you can get a feel of the type of campaigns that we'd run. So another campaign we ran this year, I think it was August this year, we teamed up with Visit Belfast, and we did a campaign with Expedia promoting the city. And we got really, really good results on that. As you can see, 97% increase in bed nights year on year. And to show that that isn't just an incremental figure that was happening anyway, when the campaign began, we saw a jump in bed night sales of 31%. And when the campaign finished, we saw a decline of 21%. So you can really see the impact of that campaign at that time. So looking forward, this should go forward. There we go. So looking forward to 2019 and the OTA campaigns and how you can get involved. Well, the first step would be to talk to the OTAs who are here today and see if their platforms will work for your business. But the second way is to get involved through us. So we're going to be working on campaigns with our partners throughout the year. And so what we're working to do is to try and formulate a plan on how industry members can get involved in our overall campaigns. So, for example, next year in Q1, we'll be doing a campaign with TripAdvisor, and we're going to open up the opportunity of retargeting. So, in our overall campaign, if somebody engages with the Ireland content, they'll be reserved your banner with your message and your brand at a fraction of the cost of what the overall campaign actually is. So it's a really good way of getting a really targeted audience for your investment. All our opportunities will be up on our industry opportunities site. So if you haven't registered, please do. We'll have opportunities coming up with the OTAs throughout the year on our opportunities site. Finally, I'd just like to talk to you about the GB review, which I briefly mentioned earlier on. It's been taking place for the last, I think, 6 to 9 months, and a lot of you in the room have been involved in that process. And it'll be finished up probably in Q1 next year, and there'll be a workshop at the end of February, which will kind of, I suppose, portray the findings of what we've kind of found in GB. And there hasn't been a GB review since 2012, so it should throw up some really interesting findings. And finally, I'll be around for the rest of the afternoon. If there's any questions you'd like to ask me on any of the opportunities or anything in the GB market, please do. Thank you.